be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, and make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. Approval from previous legends who have donned the black and gold. These virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black and gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture.
Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the Steel Twins.
Steelers Nation, we are a little more than 48 hours away from the NFL Draft. We, the Steel Twins here, and probably most of you guys as well, are less than 24 hours from being in the city of Pittsburgh.
If you're not already, but yes, tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, we will be on our very way to the beautiful city of Pittsburgh. And just looking at some of the footage from the intro that you made, what was that, 2 years ago? Just makes me even more excited to re-enter the city of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
Yes,
it's been a bit.
Yes, I cannot wait. We got a show for you guys. We're going to be talking about the Steelers' dark horse first-round candidates. Certain guys that we like, that we wouldn't mind taking. Some guys we also got to bring up based off the Steelers' interest and the top 30 visit evidence that could implement that they might become Pittsburgh Steelers. We will talk about that today. Plus, Mike Tomlin has a new job.
Coach T is going to TV.
Yes.
Steelers Nation.
Yes, he is. So good for him. You guys will be seeing him on the Football Night in America, the pregame show for Sunday Night Football every Sunday night.
That's going to make for some interesting television.
How much you want to bet the Steelers are the first team, one of the first teams for Sunday Night Football?
You know, the NFL script writers, man, they know what they're doing.
We're going to talk about it. Thank you guys for tuning in on another edition of the Steeler Culture Podcast, where we break down Pittsburgh Steelers football. This episode is presented by our friends over at Prize Picks. More on them later. There was a poll in the chat. What is most likely to happen in the first round in regards to the Steelers? Are they most likely to trade up in the first round? Or are they most likely to trade down in the first round? Or are they most likely to trade back into the first round? When was the last time that happened?
Back into the first round? I can't tell you. I don't know if it has happened within this century.
Probably not.
I don't think so. Maybe ever. I don't think the Steelers rarely have two first rounders at that. But for them to trade back into the first round, I don't think it's ever happened. Steelers are usually just quite the conservative kind of team that just sticks with their pick and selects it and just kind of rides on with the rest of the draft.
Well, they love building through the draft. That's their tradition. So they typically use most of their selections to fill the roster.
But that is when they have very minimal draft capital. Now they have 12 picks that we know of, and It's the most I believe they have the most picks among any other team in the NFL draft heading into the draft.
Yes.
And Khan's been very adamant that it gives them all the flexibility in the world to do whatever they could potentially want, depending on how the draft board falls.
Yeah, that's the key point. Is it all depends on how everything falls, who's on the board, what makes sense, what's most comfortable with him, what team is more willing to do whatever in regards to the Steelers trading up or trading down or trading back into the first. There's one specific team that will definitely allow them to do that. They have the 32nd overall pick. That's the Seattle Seahawks. They only have 4 picks.
Yes, John Schneider was talking with the Seahawks media, and he said that the possibility of trading back from number 32 is very possible. He said, it's no secret with us. We only have 4 draft picks, and we are looking to trade back. So it seems like that selection seems to be the sweet spot for the Steelers if they were to trade back into the first round.
Yeah, it seems like a match made in heaven if you really want the Steelers to trade back into the first, which low-key, it's kind of one of my dreams for them to do so, as long as it makes sense. As long as they don't overprice and they don't send any 2027 capital. The Seahawks have 4 picks. They need as much capital as they can get. It just so happens that the Steelers have the most picks out of any team this draft class.
Yeah. It just seems like the right trade partner and the right team to really negotiate with. And considering what the Steelers do with their original first, whether they stick at 21 or they trade up in the first. Now, trading up is obviously going to have to give up additional picks at that, but it's still not out the question for them to potentially trade back into the first, considering the extra picks that they still are going to have.
Right.
It's very well possible, but I think only one of those scenarios is going to happen, and that could be them looking to trade back into the first after selecting with pick 21, if they stay there. They got the flexibility, they got the picks, and depending on how the draft board falls and some of the people that they have looked into and brought in for top 30 visits, they could very well be there for pick 32.
In fact, I think a couple of them are going to be there. Even guys that aren't top 30 visits and first-round candidates, the Steelers are still going to look their way. Just because they're a top 30 visit, that doesn't make them an automatic lock to be a Steeler. They're going to look elsewhere. Mike McCarthy is living evidence of that. I think 50% of his last 4 picks have been guys that weren't top 30 visits.
Yeah.
So there's evidence that, yes, that they've been brought in for a reason. Khan said that yesterday. But that doesn't exactly mean they're going to have that as the primary focus. Hey, we're drafting this guy because we brought him in for a top 30 visit.
Yeah.
You could view guys like Omar Cooper or Casey Concepcion or Jordan Tyson if he falls, or Dylan Feynman as guys that they could definitely bring in if they so happen to fall. That's a big question mark.
Yeah, or
but that also means, like, if they want to trade back into the first, it's really going to have to be like they get a real good gem piece at 21, like say Ioane falls, which I hope happens. I'm going to be delusional in thinking that it's still a possibility.
Yeah.
Like a Ioane or a Fanu, right? Or God forbid, a Lemon, right? Let's say one of them falls somehow to 21 and the Steelers get an absolute great value pick there. Then at that point, you got a great selection, and then you have all the capability you want to trade back into the first if you so desire to. It all depends on how the board falls. Say they take a great guard at 21. Then you could still trade up back into the first and go get a receiver, or vice versa. You get a great receiver at 21, and there's a lot of guards, day 2 guards specifically, that are getting late first-round talks. And I'm talking about Kalen Rutledge, yes. He's getting first-round talks, late first-round talks. Guys like Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon, Chase Pasantis from Texas A&M. You know, guys that you would think could be reasonable options for the Steelers at 53. Well, if they happen to not be there, they're getting a lot of first-round talks in the conversations that they're going to have with certain GMs and everything going around the league right now. That could give the Steelers some, I guess, influence to trade back into the late first just to snag their guy right then and there.
Yeah, or say they pick guard within the first round with the 21st pick, and they still want to trade back up into the first round with the Seahawks. Say an Omar Cooper falls that 4, or a Casey Concepcion falls, right?
Or a Denzel Boston.
Or guys like who they brought in for a top 30 visit, like receivers like that. Like if they don't want to wait till day 2. Now, wide receiver day 2 is very stacked. It's loaded with talent. It's you have guys that they could fall back on and select if they desire to. But say that they don't want to do that. Say that they want to trade away some picks. They're willing to give up some picks to the Seahawks who desperately need them. And they still want to get a first-round caliber receiver. They still want to go with one of the top options out there rather than just wait for day 2. Why not trade up and go for one of the top options just to benefit your offense even more so? That's a possibility. That's an idea.
Yeah, I don't want to rule it out whatsoever. Like, if it works so well at 21 and they feel the need to go grab and get their guy they don't think is going to be there at 53, Omar has all the ammo to do it this year. Considering Seahawks have only had 4 picks. Even, I'm going to throw out the Texans as a potential option because the Texans, they have the 38th overall pick at the beginning of day 2. So they could trade back from 28 and still settle with 38 and still get someone that they so desire early in day 2. That could be another potential option for them to trade back into the first if they so desire to.
That is.
The Bills maybe because they have a spacing of picks. Same thing with the 49ers. But those guys are, those teams are more spaced out in terms of picks compared to like the Texans or the Seahawks that make more sense for the Steelers to do so.
Yeah, exactly.
So those are probably the 2 best teams that they could engage with to trade back into the first. But it really all depends on if it makes sense and how the board falls.
Yeah.
But with the draft inching closer and closer, we're 50-something hours away from the Raiders being on the clock. There's a lot of players that are getting significant talk already into the first round. Guys that consensus had as day 2 picks at certain positions the Steelers are prioritizing pretty early.
Yep.
So that might really influence them to go up and go get someone else.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but things are on the table. Options are on the table, and frankly, the Steelers have the ammo to do so, which makes it for a very interesting and, dare I say, a very unpredictable draft class for the Steelers because, frankly, like, they only brought in 6, maybe 7 first-round caliber guys for top 30 visits. Some will be there. Some of the favorites probably won't, which makes you think, which direction are they going to go? It's very unpredictable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, still, the Steelers have 12 picks. They have the flexibility, whether they want to trade up, trade back, or trade back into the first round after using their original first-round pick. A lot of flexibility. As long as it makes sense to Omar Khan and to the Steelers, and really depends on how the draft board falls, then Omar Khan's going to execute to his desire. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But with the Seahawks, they're going to be listening to trade calls. It's one of the situations that they want to do. They want to trade back. They need more picks. They lost quite a couple names in free agency, so they're going to need some of those picks to replace those positions and some of those players that they lost. It just seems like the Steelers just seem like the right trade partner and the right team to negotiate with. And I would expect Omar Khan to give John Schneider and the Seahawks a call just to see what their interest level is.
Oh, for sure. There's definitely going to be calls regarding a lot of things. The fact they have 5 picks in the top 100, I mean, they could keep them all and still go just stack the roster, which is a win. They could trade up and go grab someone like a Lemon or a Ioane if they wanted to, which is a win. They could trade back into the first, which is a win depending on who they select, right? I mean, I think for the Steelers, it's a very good case where, like, it's a good problem to have with so many picks and so many options this year.
Yeah.
But, you know, what I would think is probably most likely to happen, like if we're looking at all the options on the table, them trading up, trading back into the first, I think the most likely case to happen, like the chat is saying and voting, is that it's most likely for them to trade up than anything else. It's either they stay at 21 or trade up. I think that's what's most likely to happen because them trading back, they haven't done that in 25 years. Trading back into the first, I don't think that's ever happened in franchise history unless someone can tell me otherwise. So it's either they stay at 21 or they trade up. I would prefer them to trade up because I want to be spoiled and I want to go get a guy like Lemon or Ioane just to make sure we fulfill that spot.
And those are the players, or even Fanu at that, if they really desire to look for a guy like Fanu, who's very athletic and talented, one of the top offensive line prospects overall in this draft, if they really desire to get one of those players that they brought in for top 30 visits, then they're going to go and try to make it happen. I would imagine Omar Khan's going to be very aggressive in trying to do so.
Yeah.
He's going to be very active on the phones. I have no doubt about that.
Well, I just find it interesting, 2 of the biggest options for the Steelers, or for me and Rob, maybe you guys as well, is Lemon and Vega, and they brought them in for top 30 visits, which really tells me, you know what, they actually might get aggressive this year.
I don't know how they don't. I don't know how they can't. You have 12 picks. Absolutely be aggressive. Don't settle. Don't be content. Like, you looked at these guys. You took the time to look at them and bring them in for top 30 visits because of the talent that they possess. You know how good that they already were at the college level. You know how they could potentially be at the NFL level. And those are 2 guys that the Steelers no doubt need.
Yeah.
To fix Vega, to fix the O-line and just complete it completely, or Lemon to fill wide receiver 3 and be that playmaker and route separator that the Steelers don't have right now.
Right.
you want those players, you be aggressive. Simple as that.
I agree. And that's a lot of what the chat is saying. A lot of people in the chat are saying, go get Lemon. And Olive Pit says, go get my boy Lemon. We got Dorian that says, trade up for Lemon. I agree. Christopher says, Denzel, Boston, or Vega. I would prefer Vega over Boston for sure. I'll be real with y'all. I mean, we're going to get into the dark horse options because, frankly, let's say they don't trade up. Or let's say, like, the first round goes the way that is just brutal for the Steelers. And what do they do? We're going to be talking about the dark horse options. I do think Denzel Boston is a realistic possibility for the Steelers. I'm not a big fan. And, frankly, I don't think it's what the Steelers need at receiver because they already have one of those, and that's Pittman. But he's absolutely a realistic possibility. I cannot ignore that. We got Cody Kuhn who says trading early in the second, giving up a third. They could do that as well. They got plenty of trade partners early day two where they could trade up and go get like a significant guard if they don't take one in the first, or wide receiver, or linebacker, or safety. Because a lot of the guys they've looked at, I mean, they're getting late first round talks, but it's very, very likely some of them could still fall into day two, which could influence the Steelers to go up and go grab one of them.
Yeah, trade early into day two, which seems to be more of a digestible scenario if you're Omar Khan, because maybe you don't want to give up too many.
Yep.
Because say you have to trade with the Seahawks for 32, I would imagine that gives up a second, maybe even one of your thirds, and probably some day three capital. That may be a bit too much for Omar. Maybe he still wants to have a good amount of draft picks, like maybe 9 or 10, rather than 12. You know what I'm saying?
Do they need that many, though?
I mean,
Let's be honest. Do the Steelers need that many?
They don't need 12.
They don't need 12.
They don't need 12. Maybe they view 9 to 10 to be the sweet spot.
Right.
At least just based on what Khan and especially Mike McCarthy recently the past couple of days, that kind of seems to be the sweet spot of what they may want. So just keep an eye out for that. But it seems early day two, that might be the best scenario for them.
Right.
And it would make sense, especially with the talent that I'm sure is going to fall into early day two.
There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot for sure. Rick from the Keystone with a 2 says, give us Lemon. Yes. Yes, please.
Lemon or Vega?
But obviously, they're not locks for us. I would hope. Like, I wish I could predict the future.
We're not
and
sidekicks over here.
Tell you that we're going to get Lemon. I hope we do. I hope we get Lemon, or I hope we get Ioane. That's who I ultimately want. If we get one of those two Thursday night into Friday morning, I'm going to be one happy fucking Steelers
I
fan.
probably won't be able to go to sleep if either of them are Pittsburgh Steelers.
Me neither.
We'll be wide awake in that hotel room.
Swear to God, bro.
Listen, man, if either of them are Steelers.
But it's very likely that neither are a Steeler, and what do the Steelers do at that point? What is their what's next in line? What is their backup plan?
Exactly. I was just about to say that. What is their backup plan?
I mean, well, that's where we get into the dark horse options. This one might not be a dark horse, but to me, I kind of view this as like a realistic option if Ioane's gone at some point, or Lemon's gone, or even like a Emmanuel McNeil Warren, who might be taken pretty early. But Emmanuel McNeil Warren actually might be a dark horse option for the Steelers. He's one of those guys that fluctuates because you see the safety position. You got Caleb Downs, obviously, arguably the one. You got Dylan Thieneman from Oregon, who's, I mean, a lot of people say he's better than Downs. I don't know about that, but he's a great safety. Is he going to be there? According to Jerry Dulock, the Steelers really like him. They didn't bring him in for a top 30 visit, but obviously they're looking at the safety position.
No, they only looked at Dylan at the Combine. They met with him at the Combine, and they did send an area scout to the Oregon Pro Day. But that's pretty much the gist of it.
Right.
Of their interest in Dylan Thieneman. That doesn't mean that he's, like, not a candidate for a selection at 21.
Well, it's very rumored and predicted that he goes to probably the Vikings because obviously, you know, the replacement for Harrison Smith, or the Panthers because they badly need safety help.
Yeah.
He might go earlier. He might go top 15. You look at the number 3 guy, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. The Steelers brought him in for a top 30 visit, which is very interesting because he's like that borderline first-round guy. 21's a little rich for me. He is. I like him as a player. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be a great safety. And you got to look at it this way. When you look at safety and you see what they've added this year and what they already had in the roster, safety is a good spot right now. Right now. But Brisker's only here for a year. You have Ramsey, who's getting up there in age. And Elliott, he's also getting up there with age and coming off a bad injury. how important do they value the safety position, and do they want to replace someone within the next year or two?
Yeah, or specifically, like, what's their mindset of the safety position for the future? Not for year to year or this upcoming season alone. What is their ideal mindset for safety down the road?
Because eventually you're going to have to replace it.
Yeah.
Ramsey's not going to be here forever. Elliott, I don't know if he gets a third contract with us. It depends on how he comes back from this injury and if he can stay healthy. I think he's still a great football player, but nothing's safe. You know what I mean? At the safety position. Could they view safety as a more of an important need that they go and grab a guy like EMW to take pretty early into the draft? Now, I would much rather trade back and go grab him. Or could he be an option where the Steelers trade back into the first and take him late first? Or early day 2, like Cody in the chat has been insinuating. Because if he falls, Steelers might like him enough, they might view him as a very enticing target to go up and trade because they might prioritize safety just that much.
Well, it's like you said, with McNeil Warren, like, he's borderline first rounder, but 21 might be a little bit too soon. I mean, the interest is legitimate when it comes to the Steelers. They brought him in for top 30 visit, and he's no doubt one of the better safeties coming to the draft. He's a guy that can play anywhere throughout that whole secondary or even play down to the line of scrimmage, and he's very, very consistent, very good, very athletic, and he's a freaking thumper of a safety. The guy can hit you.
Now, does he portray more as a free deep safety or of a box guy? Because I see him more of like a block of a box guy that can also work in the slot. At least that would be his immediate role.
I feel like he can work in all aspects. I think he's that athletic and he's that good. Like, whatever role you need him to do, he's capable of doing it. And that could be something the Steelers are eyeing for in a first-round safety. But, again, I think 21 is just a little bit too soon. Because with McNeil Warren, it's hard to kind of predict exactly where he's going to go. The guy speaks of a late first-rounder, but it's very well possible he could fall into early day 2. And that's where the Steelers could come into play and trade into early day 2 and select a guy like him if they really desire to fill the safety position for the long term.
I think I would prefer that than taking him straight at 21.
And I think it's a legit possibility if you were to fall that far into early day 2.
How far do you fall, though?
It really depends on how the draft board falls. Again, like, it's really hard to predict how it all goes down.
Right, especially with the safety position where it is stacked this year. And safety's probably going to go real heavy day 2 as well because there's plenty of really good safeties this draft class. Defensive back in general is pretty stacked. So you never know how it's going to happen. I also mentioned Spencer Fanu. The biggest question about him is he going to be there? I've been saying it for the last, I think, month or so now. I view Fanu as more of a realistic possibility than Ioane for the Ravens because I think they'll put Fanu right at center.
Yeah, because I don't think they've brought anybody in to replace Linderbaum.
No, and they need a center, obviously, and Fanu projects to go inside. He took center snaps at the Combine after he had a brilliant Combine. He's an athlete. I view him more as a realistic possibility for the Ravens than Ioane, which delusionally, I think Ioane could fall, but I digress. But Fanu, like the way the Steelers brought him in and the way they probably project him as a top tackle or offensive line prospect in general, he could fall similar to how Fanu did, and the Steelers just might not want to pass on that athleticism and that pedigree and that versatility at the position.
Yeah,
because they looked at Fanu, they had him as the number 1 offensive tackle in the class, but people thought maybe he moved the guard because he's a little short for a tackle. They moved him from left to right, and he's been very good ever since. Same thing with Fanu. You also got to look at this Broderick Jones situation. Do they view Fanu as a potential left tackle? I know people are going to say maybe they move Fanu back over to left and put Fanu at right, which is where he played a lot in Utah. The thing is, Fatanu's been really good at right tackle. I wouldn't move him at all. And Fanu, his arm length is too short to still play tackle. It's shorter than Will Campbell, and Will Campbell got bullied in the playoffs, especially the Super Bowl. But they still could project him as a guard. They could easily move him to left guard. He's that athletic.
Yeah. Well, you have a hole at left guard, no doubt about it. And Fanu, the thing about him is his arm length. And we discussed that yesterday in the live stream, but even in other videos, even the offensive line video where we talked about the top offensive line prospects. His arm length will be a concern at the NFL level.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt about his willingness to play wherever a team may need him on the offensive line, his work ethic, his athleticism, and even his skill set as a blocker. Like, when you look at the tape and you look at how he plays as a blocker, there's a reason why he's one of the top offensive line prospects. It's just that arm length is something that you have to keep an eye out for, but that's where he can insert himself as a guard, whether that's left guard or right guard. And I feel like he can fill that role come day one and be a very good player, no matter what team selects him.
Right.
But the Steelers, they're showing that interest, no doubt about it. Brought him in for a top 30 visit. And his athleticism among the line is something that they absolutely adore. It's what they want. That's why they brought in Troy Fatanu, what was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I don't know if you would view him as a dark horse option, but I got a strong feeling that if Spencer Fanu was there at 21, I got a strong feeling he's going to be a Steeler. It just speaks Fatanu all over again. Like, you probably didn't think Fatanu was going to be that crazy of an option. Or you probably didn't think he was going to be there. Then he was. He was a late top 30 visit. Fanu kind of checks similar boxes. So I think if he is there at 21, I think he's a strong possibility for the Steelers. I think they just view him too highly and his versatility too much that they won't pass on him.
Again, it'd be very reminiscent of Troy Fatanu.
But will he be there? That's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest question. It's kind of hard to see him really be there at 21 because, I mean, where he's selected, it's kind of hard to predict, but I don't really see him sticking to pick 20 alone.
No,
I really don't.
I mean, he might go to the Rams at 13. He might go to the Ravens at 14. He might go to the Lions at, I think, 18.
I would be surprised if he were to be there by the Steelers selection. If he's there, I think the Steelers do take Fanu.
I do too. Like that's a strong feeling I have in my gut.
Yeah.
Could be dead wrong, and they might pass on him for whoever else.
And I would like to pick as long as they have him at guard. I wouldn't put him at left tackle.
Or right tackle. And then move Fatanu over. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think you put Fanu at left guard and utilize his skill set right there. I think that's where he fits best.
Right.
And when it comes to tackle, you can get a tackle later in the draft. I don't think it's really that massive of a concern. Again, considering how Dylan Cook did last year, I think they're going to be willing to give him another opportunity to fill those shoes and see what he can do in the second year.
Yeah, and then I think they'll take an actual natural tackle at a certain spot in the draft.
That's just the way we view it. That's just the preference that we'd rather go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's see what the chat's thinking. Doing David says we need to trade up and make a statement. The draft is in Pittsburgh. Could that be a little influence for Omar Khan? Could he feel like, hey, we're at home. Let's give this Tan, this crowd, you know, let's amp it up a little bit. Let's give them something to get really loud and excited for. I mean, it just so happens we have 12 picks, man. If there's a year for them to do it, to trade up, it's most likely to happen this year.
Well, like, we all know why they looked to stack on comp picks last offseason when they were very non-active in free agency. We know the reason why. It was because of the anticipated quarterback class coming into the draft this year in
Which
Pittsburgh.
has not turned good.
No.
And thus, we're literally taking that exact feeling into next draft class, 2027. Hopefully that quarterback class pans out, and they'll probably trade up for that one too. Do they trade up in two straight draft classes?
It's like the plan and the idea that they had in mind, just do it again, just wait for another year.
The thing
just
is,
wait a year.
The thing is, they're not getting any comp picks next year.
No, they're not because of their activity in free agency.
Thank God.
So they're going to have to come up with another idea on how to trade up for a quarterback. But nonetheless, they can still utilize the picks that they have and still trade up. Like, that idea to trade up is still not out the question. They could absolutely still do it. It's just not for the position that they probably had in mind at first.
Right.
But you can still do that for a wide receiver or a left guard. The idea is still there.
Yeah, Cody in the chat says, if Lemon not there or the guard I like, Omar Cooper or Casey Concepcion. Omar Cooper from Indiana and Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. Those are two guys I also have listed here as dark horses. We're going to start with Casey Concepcion. The guy's electric. The guy's a playmaker. He is exactly what the Steelers need at the receiver position. I'm not saying he's exactly the receiver the Steelers should get, but in terms of his skill set, it's what the Steelers need at receiver. They need a separator. They need some speed. They need some explosiveness. Casey Concepcion speaks that. His biggest issue is he can't catch the football. He drops it. He had 7 drops each of his last 2 years.
Yeah, it's not good. That's
Big
a
concern.
concern. And it's always been a troublesome thing when it comes to our Steelers wide receivers. They can't catch the ball consistently.
Yeah. But it's all concentration based. If he can work on his concentration and clean up the drops, he's going to be a top receiver.
A very coachable thing. But there's no doubt about his pedigree and what he brings to the table and just his production that he puts at the collegiate level, especially at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
What he did for that school and just how reliable he was in all aspects as a wide receiver that can play in and out and is another one of those yak guys and just very strong, very hard to tackle. That could be somebody the Steelers are looking at, though they didn't bring him in for a top 30 visit. I think they only met with him at the NFL Combine, I believe. Yes, that was the only time. Same with Omar Cooper. They only met with both Cooper and Casey Concepcion at the Combine.
Yeah, but the thing with Cooper is their wide receiver coach, Adam Henry,
Recruited him.
Yeah, he recruited him to Indiana in 2022. Now, that was the only year he worked with Omar Cooper, but that recruitment and that beginning stages of his collegiate career could definitely swing back and allow the Steelers to take a guy like Cooper at 21, who is most likely to be there and would be a great pick. I would love Omar Cooper at 21.
I think he fits perfectly as a wide receiver 3 and what the Steelers may be looking for.
Yeah, for sure. He's a playmaker.
A reliable wide receiver, consistent at that. He brings in and out versatility, but I think if you start him out in the slot for him to continue to work on his route running and all sorts of what he still needs to work on, right? I think that's a perfect fit for him.
But I see the ceiling there. But what he brings a lot that most receivers on our team don't is yak ability. He's such a strong receiver. Like, you can't tackle this guy. He's someone that you give the ball to on a 5-yard slant or a quick dunk off or a little crosser, and he'll get you another 20 yards.
Exactly.
He'll break like 4 tackles in the process.
This guy cannot be tackled.
No.
He cannot.
I would love Omar Cooper, and he's someone that can go up and high point the football. He might not be the tallest receiver, but he's got good build, and he can go up and high point the football. He does all the good things right.
Yeah. And he had how many touchdowns last year? 13?
I believe so.
13 touchdowns for Mendoza and the Hoosiers.
I believe so.
I mean, he was a big component to them winning the Natty title, of course. That's something that you can't overlook, and there's a reason why he's being brought up as a first-round wide receiver.
He will definitely be drafted in the first round. If it's not the Steelers, I would think the Bills, if they don't take Concepcion. Obviously, you got to look at the Chiefs as a top option because obviously.
49ers, maybe.
Yeah, because Ayuk's out of there at some point.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Cooper's there at the 49ers pick. 49ers take, he fits the mold of a Shanahan
He
offense.
absolutely fits as a 49er receiver. 100%.
Yeah. He's got a bit of Deebo Samuel, like prime Deebo Samuel in him.
But yeah, that's the comp I get. He's not going to line up in the backfield and take 15 carries. But yeah, he's a much like Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
But the thing with Omar Cooper is, yeah, the Steelers don't look at him for a top 30 visit, but they already have some inside info. They have Adam Henry, the receiver coach for the Steelers, recruited him in Indiana. They have Frank Signetti, who is Signetti's brother. So they have a little bit of connection there. He might not have a direct connection on Omar Cooper, but I'm pretty sure his brother's just going to give him a little info. Here you go. Yeah, go draft this guy. He's a hell of a football player. So I think Omar Cooper is a real possibility. He's not a top 30 visit, but I'm not looking at that to be a lock for the Steelers. I think Omar Cooper would be a great selection at 21.
Yeah. Or even then, if he were to fall to late first round, like say 32 again, I'm going to bring that up. Say that they select whoever at 21, but it's not a wide receiver. Say it's Vega, right? They still want to trade up with the Seahawks and say Cooper falls that far. Then there you go.
Yeah, Chad, let me give you a little bit of a theory, a little bit of an idea. Let's say at 21, they get Ioane or Fanu or any guard, preferably one of those two because those are only 2 first-round worthy guards.
Yes.
And then at 32, you trade back up into the first round with the Seahawks. You give them 53 and, 85 or 99 or some change, right? You get back into the first. And then you take either Omar Cooper or Casey Concepcion if they fall.
Sounds like a hell of an idea to me.
I would be very happy.
If they were to do that, I think they would steal day one of the draft right there and then.
Now, the one I don't want them to get. Now, y'all might think differently. Let's know in the live chat. The one I don't want them to get at wide receiver is Denzel Boston. But when you look at the receivers they brought in for top 30 visits and the interest and the time that they have spent, they have looked at Washington receiver Denzel Boston, which concerns me. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I don't think he'll be a bad player. His ceiling is Michael Pittman. We already have that. We don't need Denzel Boston. We don't need that kind of receiver. We already have the tall builds that can go up and get the football that can't create separation. We already got the hips that are tight type of receivers, right? We don't need that. Boston would be a great number 2 receiver for any other team but the Steelers. He's not what we need. He's going to be a good receiver. Don't get me wrong. Like his floor is Keon Coleman, unfortunately. But I think he's better than Keon Coleman. He's a lot better than Coleman coming out of college.
Well, Boston can, 1, catch the ball, and 2, he's not a headache.
No.
So no doubt about it, I think he'll have a better career than Keon Coleman, right?
But if he can reach the level of like a Michael Pittman, who is a prototypical great number 2 for any team in the league, for the Colts, now the Steelers, that'll be a good spot for him. It just doesn't fit what the Steelers need. But if you look at the history of receivers that McCarthy has selected and scouted, his build and his play style fits with what McCarthy likes, which fears me, because that's not what the Steelers need. They need a separator. They need speed. Yes, he has the height. Yes, he can catch the football, but he can't create separation.
I mean, putting him in the slot could be an ideal scenario for him, which wouldn't be the worst start for Boston. But again, I said this in previous live streams and videos. I feel like the Steelers don't need to add upon more of what they already have a wide receiver. You already have 2 strong, fast, capable outside receivers and DK and Michael Pittman, right? Now, say the Steelers didn't acquire Michael Pittman, or the Steelers didn't acquire a receiver in general in free agency. I think I've been more open to Boston being the selection, considering, you still have that hole opposite of DK, but you don't have that hole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like when it comes to Boston, I feel like he's a better fit for some other team rather than the Steelers. I feel like when it comes to the Steelers, they could look for a better fit in Mekhi Lemon or an Omar Cooper or even a Casey Concepcion.
Right.
Because they can insert right into the slot immediately and have a really good impact right there.
Yeah, they have that explosiveness. They have that separation ability. They have a wider route tree than what Denzel Boston possesses.
And that's what the Steelers need. They need that separator. They need that playmaker in the slot. You already have capable guys outside that are going to draw attention just because of their size and speed. But you need that separator in the slot.
But the bad feeling in the pit of my stomach tells me that either at 21 or whether they trade back or trade back into the first, they're going to view Boston as a high possibility. I don't want that. Like, if there's one receiver I don't want in the first, it's Boston. It's just, it's nothing about him as a player. It's just everything about what the Steelers need. He's not it. He's not what the Steelers need.
As of right now, I just don't think he'd be the fit. I just don't.
So I would have to say hard pass on Denzel Boston, but he is a realistic possibility, as much as I don't like to say it. He is top 30 visit. Steelers showing a lot of interest in, and Mike McCarthy just loves receivers like that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the worst pick in the world, but I would definitely question the scheme fit or the ideal fit, considering what's already on the roster at the receiver room. How do you guys feel? Because I do think he is a realistic possibility. The top 30 visit really says that. Like, if the Steelers were, if Roger Goodell, or actually I think it would be, who would it be? Would it be Jerome Bettis? Is he announcing the first pick?
For you guys that don't know, Jerome Bettis, John Stallworth, Joey Porter Sr., and Joey Porter Jr., they will announce the Steelers draft selections for night 1 and night 2, but I don't think they announce exactly what picks they'll be announcing yet.
I would imagine it would be Bettis announcing the first pick.
I think that just fits well.
Either way,
I think that makes sense.
Whatever legend announces the first pick and they say Denzel Boston, I'm going to be a little disappointed. Not going to lie to you.
It wouldn't be the worst selection. The worst selection would be Ty Simpson. Let me tell you that
100%.
It wouldn't be the worst selection, but again, I just feel like they could do better, especially if a guy like Lemon or Vega is there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like choosing Boston over Lemon and Vega if they are there at 21 would be a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I think that would just be awful. Again, Boston's not a bad player. I think he'll turn into a fine pro. He's just not what the Steelers need right now.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get into some more dark horse options. I'm not saying they should do this, but I'm also looking at it as, let's say Ioane is off the board. Let's say Fanu's off the board. Who's the next best guard prospect? You could say Pregnon from Oregon. You could say Rutledge from Georgia Tech. You could say Basantis from Texas A&M. When I look at based off of interest, Kalen Rutledge might be their next best guy based off of the interest. And frankly, I don't know where it came from, but Kalen Rutledge is getting late first-round talks. I wouldn't take him at 21. I think that's way too early for him. But if the Steelers are struggling at guard and two of their top options in Ioane and Fanu are gone, maybe the receivers they like are gone too. What do? I wouldn't take Rutledge at 21. I think you can absolutely trade back, gain more picks, maybe even gain some 2027 capital, and then still take him later on, which would be a lot more digestible. Still in the first round, it's rich for Rutledge, but I can understand if the Steelers want to do it, depending on if the draft board goes as bad as it could be for the Steelers, and they still want to solidify that position with someone that they know, they trust, and they think is going to be a great fit. Rutledge would be a great fit at 53. Is he going to be there? he's really getting first-round talks. In fact, a lot of day 2 guards are getting late first-round talks. That's all of them.
Yeah, if they can sneak their way into the late first round. I've been hearing that for the past number of days, really.
Bisontis especially.
Yeah.
Pregnon especially.
Well, Pregnon, I can see Pregnon slipping into the late first round.
I could see him being the pick for the Texans at 28.
And I think that'd be a solid spot for Pregnon. But I think after that, I think Bisontis would make for a great second rounder. I think Donker would make a great second rounder. And I think Rutledge would make a great second rounder. I like Rutledge. Rutledge is one of my favorite later round guards, day 2 guards in this draft class. He's one of the guards that we looked at early on, and his play style reminds me so much of Mason McCormick. McCormick's a dog over a right guard.
Yeah, like if he's there at 53 and the selection is Kalen Rutledge at 53, that's a home run pick.
I think Rutledge would
Like,
make for a great 53rd pick, a great second rounder.
But based off of the reports I'm reading and what I'm seeing with Kalen Rutledge getting first round talks, it just might force the Steelers' hands to go get a guy that they trust at that position. I wouldn't do it unless they can get some serious capital back, or unless you get someone you really want at the receiver position or whatever at 21, and then you could still trade up a little bit to go get a guy like Rutledge just to secure that spot, if you really wanted to. Otherwise, if you're talking Rutledge as the one and only pick at 21,
that's too rich.
too rich.
That's too rich. And when you look back at Omar Khan's selections that he's made, and I'm talking about all of them, I don't really consider either of them as a reach. I think where they were selected were fine, good value selections. Even better value selections from players that dropped, like a Darnell Washington and Nick Herbig, a Troy Fatanu, right?
Right.
Like real good value selections. Looking back at the picks, I don't consider any of them a reach. I don't think Omar Khan starts that now. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, but I think, you know, just I'm kind of looking at a worst case scenario here because we don't know how the draft board's going to go. They might view Rutledge as, hey, you know what? Let's take this guy early because we are hearing chatter from other GMs and everybody saying this guy might go earlier than we thought. We can't get him day 2. We really like him. Let's go take him at this point. But it would only be more digestible if they trade back and get something, or they take someone at 21 and still trade up to get him. Maybe not at 32 specifically, even though that's probably the best trade partner, seeing the Seahawks only have 4 picks. But trading up into day 2 would probably be more digestible for Rutledge. If he's there at 53, you take him. If you don't take guard in first round. That's best case scenario if you don't get Ioane. Otherwise, him in the first, I don't want to rule it out just based off of everything that's going on right now and all the chatter that's being leaked as we inch closer and closer to the draft.
Listen, the chatter's going to keep on piling on up until the draft starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's just only going to continue to pile on. It's going to continue to come out. And, you know, I'm a firm believer in where there's smoke, there's fire. But at the same time, you got to take some of this stuff with a grain of salt.
Right.
You really do.
Right. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's mostly the dark horse options here. Another one I'll add. There's one more I'll add. I wouldn't take him at 21 either. In fact, you know, most of the guys we were mentioning here as dark horse options are more digestible to take if the Steelers want to trade back or trade back into the first. So if they trade down to the first and take these guys later, that's a lot better. Or they take someone great at 21, trade back, say 32, as early as 28 maybe, and take these guys at that spot. That's a lot better.
Yes.
But being the pick at 21, I wouldn't do it, but I'm going to bring him up. Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech. It's another linebacker they brought in. They really looked at some of the top linebackers, and linebacker day 1 and day 2 are really going to come off like quick because that's where it's really hot. That's where it's really stacked. Day 3, it kind of falls, and you're just looking at special teams and depth players and guys to develop. Otherwise, day 1, day 2, you're looking at linebackers that are going to make some immediate impacts in some capacity. With the Steelers, it's very interesting hearing this Patrick Queen rumor about him being traded or the talks with him and going to Dallas and how that was rejected by the Steelers because they offered him a 3rd-round pick at the time, which I don't think they had. Now they do since they traded
Also
Digizawa.
Yeah, there you go.
So now they have that. Could Queen be brought back up into trade talks? And could they trade him, get rid of him before, during, or after the draft, and then take a linebacker to pretty much replace him right then and there?
At 21, I think that's too rich.
I agree.
Now, Rodriguez is damn good. Like, you look at his tape, he sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, he is that damn good. He's that flashy. He's a turnover machine. Has an eye for the football. He is a turnover magnet. He's always got an eye for the football, always stripping the football, intercepting the football. Whoever the ball carrier is, he's right there instantly.
Yeah.
He's got everything you want. and an inside linebacker. Being a former quarterback, converted linebacker, he brings that aspect of just reading the quarterback's eyes and just being smart with his familiarity as a quarterback, right?
Believe me, he was immediately one of my favorite draft crushes. Still is, as a matter of fact.
And I love that the Steelers did bring him in for a top 30 visit. And the new outside linebackers coach, CJ Ayu, was the
Texas Tech linebacker coach last year.
Yes.
So there is that connection. And they did bring him in for a top 30 visit, and he is getting late first round talks.
If they want to trade up or back into the first round at 32 and get him, that's more digestible.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know if he's going to be there at 53 if they want to take linebacker so early.
Yeah, I mean, I know we mocked Ilwane and Rodriguez a couple weeks back to back, 21-53, no trades whatsoever.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That would be great. That would be a slam dunk. That would be a steal.
I know. What do you do at receiver? I mean, maybe Skylar Bell falls to 76. Maybe they trade up for a receiver. I don't know. But I'm just saying, the interest is there. The top 30 visits there. And this Patrick Queen situation, like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think there's more to it than they're letting on, than what's obviously being reported. I think they're really looking at to replace linebacker.
Well, Queen's, we know he's coming into the last year of his contract, and again, his availability has held up, but his production has been inconsistent. That could have been because Terrell Austin didn't utilize his skill set well, and Terrell Austin, we know he was a terrible DC. Now with Patrick Graham, maybe he can get the most out of Queen. Maybe he can finally utilize Patrick Queen to a similar way that Mike McDonald utilized Queen alongside Raquan Smith. We can only hope so. And maybe that could lead to Queen maybe getting a contract extension after this upcoming season, and then he sticks around and ends up being the player that we all hoped he would be when he signed his name on the dotted line initially.
Yeah, I mean,
we can only hope so. But again, I don't know.
Well, I'm all for giving any defensive player a second chance under a new scheme, because Austin and Tomlin, the way they ran it was just very poor for years now. Now that's gone. We got Patrick Graham. I guess it's worth giving him another shot. But I'm also at the tail end of this Patrick Queen bus ride. And I'm all willing to trade him and then just draft his replacement this year. How early? I don't know. They got 5 picks in the top 100 to do it. How early do they do it? Do they do it at all? Same thing with safety. Like we mentioned with, what's his name? Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Mm-hmm.
They view him as a top candidate in the first round probably. So how much do they prioritize safety because of what they have on the roster and the aging vets they have as their starters? What I'm trying to say is, this is very unpredictable in what they could do. And when Omar Khan says all options are on the table, I believe him.
He's not lying. He's not kidding.
It's the most GM answer, but I believe all options are absolutely on the table.
I mean, they've done their due diligence. They've looked at a wide margin of the guys that they are really looking at within the first 2 days, but especially in day 3, of guys that they may want to look at to fall back on with how many. They have 7 day 3 selections as of now. We'll see if they trade some of them away come draft night or whatnot.
Yeah. But a lot of these dark horse options, I wouldn't take them at 21. I wouldn't take Boston at 21. I wouldn't take them at all. I wouldn't take Rutledge at 21. I wouldn't take EMW at 21. I wouldn't take Rodriguez at 21. I would absolutely take Cooper at 21. I would absolutely take Concepcion at 21. Some of the others are more better for trade down options or trade back up into the first or a little bit earlier in the day 2 to go grab them.
Yeah.
If they so desire to.
Yeah, that's the most digestible scenario for them.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as staying at 21, Vega, if he's there, Lemon, if he's there, Fano, if he falls all the way down there. Those are the more digestible options for the Steelers. And considering that they have interest in them, it just seems to me like those are the likely selections for the Steelers come Thursday night.
Right, but, I've said it a couple times in the stream, I'm going to say it again. It's a little unpredictable this year because they didn't go to as many pro days because of the coaching transition. They didn't bring in as many first-round guys that I thought they would. So they could literally go anywhere at any point in this draft, especially in the first round when it comes to them staying or who's going to be there or them trading in any capacity since they have 12 picks. They definitely could have some trade partners that I'm sure they've already talked to, and those talks will be coming up, obviously, again, during the weekend. And now that the draft is going from 10 minutes in the first round to 8 minutes.
It's going to be more rapid, man.
It's going to be more rapid and probably more chaotic.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, the 2 minutes, man, it may not seem long to some people, depending on the context. But yeah, those 2 minutes, especially when it comes to the draft, it's crucial because those 2 minutes, they're going to be gone. They're going to be no longer there. So NFL GMs, they're going to be really, it's going to be rapid for them, no doubt about it.
Well, chat, I want to get your guys' opinions. What is your guys' dark horse pick for the Steelers? Whether you like it or not, who is your dark horse pick for the Steelers? Obviously, we have our ultimate, picks that we want, our desires, our dream scenarios, right? Who is your dark horse option? To me, if I had to take a number one dart at it, it's Denzel Boston. I don't want it, but I got a feeling. I got a bad feeling. That would be one of those that would just be like, just like a meh selection, right?
If I had to go with a dark horse, and this is if he falls all the way, because I don't think he makes it. But if he does, I'm going to say Fanu.
Okay. I can live with that for sure. I can absolutely live with that. Let's get a new poll in the chat. Let's see, who would make a good trade partner to trade back into the first? And the reason we keep bringing this up is because I think that's going to be a little bit of the path that we go when we do this interactive mock draft we're going to do here shortly. Is I think, we're going to entertain trading back up to the first just to see how it goes. We're going to test it out a little bit. Try to have some fun here with the chat. Obviously, it's going to be mostly your guys' decision making, but just going to throw it out there. I'm going to give y'all some suggestions and see how that goes. But when you look at potential trade back options for the Steelers, I'm going to get it up here for you guys so you guys can kind of see like a better outlook. And don't mind the draft board that I'm using. I'm just using it because it's the best way that I can show some of these draft picks. So
a draft board's a draft board.
Yes. So you got Steelers at 21, obviously. Let's say they want to trade back into the first. I look at the Bills. They have 26 and 91. Now, for them to trade down from 26, they would have to get 53. Do they want to wait that long for a selection? I don't know. They have that space, but do they want to wait that long?
Probably not.
What about the 49ers? Same thing. They would have to wait all the way to 53, but they would have 2 picks within 5 picks from each other, but they don't have any selections between rounds 2 to 4 here.
And that's a long wait, dude.
It is a long wait.
That's
but,
maybe
wait. John Lynch, hey, listen, Omar Khan and John Lynch have great history, don't they? I'm just saying. The Texans, this is one of my more favorite, likelier scenarios because they have a pick early day 2 at 38. So waiting 10 picks doesn't sound so egregious. They wouldn't have a first-round pick, but they wouldn't have to wait long for a selection either.
No, not at all.
So we could give them like 53 and 85 or 99, and bam, they'd be very happy because they still have an early second-round pick, and they have all these day 2 picks to fill the roster and hopefully help out C.J. Stroud because he sucked. He sucked this year.
I don't think they need to help out C.J. Stroud. I think C.J. Stroud needs to figure out what the hell his problem is.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I don't view the Chiefs as a realistic trade back scenario because I don't want to help them out. The Dolphins, they have too many.
They have plenty. They have 7 picks, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the top 100.
Yeah, they good.
Patriots. Again, would they want to wait all the way down to 53? I don't know. They don't have too many pressing needs, so perhaps they could. But the Seahawks makes the most sense because, God almighty, do they need some capital.
Yeah.
That's what makes the most sense.
Besides, if they're looking to trade back from 32, I don't think they really care about the weight that they're going to have to do. I mean, they're coming off a Super Bowl appearance and win, and they still have more than enough talent to still be competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So waiting from 32 to, say, 53, say they trade with the Steelers, them waiting that long, it seems like it'd be a more digestible scenario for them, especially if they get more picks because they're going to need it for sure.
Well, I look at it this way. Maybe Khan can give them 53, and they'll give them probably like 135, then a couple, 6 or 7s, just to kind of blanket the bottom portion of the draft for them. That might just be enough for them. They want all the capital. They want as much capital as they can get.
Yeah.
Steelers have so much capital they can throw at them. I feel like, why not? Chat? There's a poll now. Who would make a good trade partner to trade back into the first round? The Texans, Seahawks, Patriots, or the 49ers? Those are my 4 most realistic possibilities. Now watch it be the Bills. I doubt
Well, the Bills are known for doing stupid stuff, so.
Yeah. Their GM's an idiot, and he got a promotion.
Yeah, they fired Sean McDermott to promote Joe Brady. And if you remember, I think it was 2 draft classes ago, they traded with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Who the Chiefs got Worthy, who's a deep threat for them, though he's been injured. But they had to settle with Keon Coleman. Bills ain't exactly the smartest franchise out there.
No, not at all.
So, I don't know. Maybe we can take advantage of that, right? Who knows?
I don't rule it out. Let's see what the chat's saying. Chad says, "What's up, SteelTwins? What's good, Chad? Good to see you in the chat again." Regal Bloodline. I want us to trade up and get cornerback Gerard McCoy in round 1. Pair him with Porter for years to come. That guy would be a top 3 corner in the NFL within his first 2 years. If we didn't have Jamel Dean, I would view that as a top possibility. I just don't think they go corner that early.
No, especially not only did they acquire Jamel Dean, but they also brought back Asante Samuel.
Yeah.
Plus, they also have Brandon Echols, who has in and out versatility, and Ramsey, who's going to be playing some time in the slot, I presume. So corner isn't exactly the most pressing need. If they want to go corner early, I'm more so looking at a pure slot corner with an early selection.
But they haven't looked at many of them.
No, and that's the weird thing.
One of the earliest slot corners that they actually brought in for top 30 visit was Chris Johnson out of San Diego State.
Yeah.
Who I love, by the way.
Though I think he can play outside.
That's what I'm saying. He would be an outside guy.
Yeah, I thought you said slot. My fault.
No.
No, he's pure outside, and he's damn good.
He's a real good corner in the stacked corner class. Very interesting they brought him in. You know, they didn't bring in too many top corners. I'm surprised D'Angelo Pons they didn't bring in. They probably don't think he's going to fall to 53. I don't either.
I mean, at the Combine, they did meet with some of the top corners out there, but as far as top 30 visits, no, it was really just Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, I mean, I'm sure they've looked at Keontae Scott from the U. They've looked at, so many others.
And they have brought in Malik Muhammad, Takario Davis, and Prize Sock for top 30 visits, but they're more so like round 3 to round 5 guys. You know what I'm saying? So the urgency for a corner so early probably isn't in their minds as of yet.
Ryan Wall says, get rid of Patrick Queen. We deserve a better linebacker than him anyway. Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker at Texas Tech, would be nice. If he falls to 53, which I don't think is too much of a realistic possibility now hearing he's getting first-round talks, but if he's there, man, like that's BPA right there. How do you pass on that?
That would be best player available.
You already know Queen's probably going to go after this year. If you can get some capital out of him, whatever.
And I'm still questioning why Malik Harrison is still on this team.
Special teams. Which should have been his main role last year.
But they gave that to Peyton
Wilson.
Wilson. I can only hope that Patrick Graham swaps the roles, right?
I don't know, man.
We can only hope.
Mr. Steelers fan says Porter Dean and Asante Samuel at nickel sounds fine to me. We don't need corner in the first 2 rounds. 3rd round makes sense. It does. Because we got 3 of them as of now, and they brought in some 3rd-round caliber corners like Takario Davis and Malik Muhammad. That makes sense there. Makes a lot of sense there. Zach Nicky says, dream is to stick and pick at 21, then trade back in. Seahawks at 32 could be a good spot. It's the best spot. It just makes a lot of sense. They obviously have that prior trade communication from the DK trade last year, and the Seahawks need picks. It just makes sense, doesn't it? And the Seahawks just aren't shy of trading away their first anyway. They don't do it often, but they're not shy of it. Let's see what the chat's saying. Mr. Steelers fan says, I would rather trade down with the Chiefs, give them 21st, maybe a 3rd this year, next for their 29th pick and 9th pick in the 2nd round. So you're saying essentially swap first, give them a 3rd so we can get an earlier 2nd. I like that idea.
No, it's not a bad one.
I like that idea.
It's definitely an option.
Like if you can get an earlier 2nd round pick and still keep yours, even if you're swapping seconds, go for it. Because that would allow you to go get someone you don't think is going to be there 53.
Yeah. I mean, you would just swap seconds, but, throw some extra capital in there. I mean, it works.
I love that idea.
It works.
We did something similar, I believe, with was it the Texans?
It was with the Texans. You talking when we took Rutledge in the 2nd round after taking Pons? You talking about that, Mock?
I believe so.
Yeah.
We did something similar.
Because I think we took Cooper 1st round. We took Pons 53. But then we traded back into the 2nd, trading away 76. I think that was with the Texans for Kalen Rutledge.
I believe you're correct. I think that's how we did it. I thought we did. So we definitely did something similar, but I love that Chiefs idea. Like if you want to do that,
or no, I think it was the Rams.
I think you're right.
I think it was the Rams. Yeah.
Either way, no, yeah. If you want to trade back into the 1st, but swap seconds to get an earlier 2nd, the Chiefs and the Texans make sense. because they have the capital, and frankly, I mean, you can still go get whoever you want at a later pick, 28, 29. It all depends if they don't have the guy there at 21. Like, if it just goes as poorly as it could be, trading back just makes sense. And if it means you can trade up into the second and still go acquire some guy you like, bro, I think that's the best trade back scenario.
Yeah. See, this is why I want Thursday to be here, so just so that we have an understanding of like, okay, like we got this guy. Now, which direction are they going? You know what I'm saying?
If they trade back, it's going to be either to get some 2027 capital in the process or trade up into the second.
Yeah.
Even if it means swapping your own second or maybe a third. Maybe it's that cheap. Colton Hood is my dark horse, says Sasha. I could see that. They did show interest in him at the combine. Mr. Steelers fan says, I am a Casey Concepcion fan, and I think he would be taken in the second round inside the top 10. Could he fall out the first?
Yeah, I mean, like, I can sort of kind of see it.
Or maybe he's a trade back to the first candidate. Maybe we go get him at 32. I'd love that. Trade back with the Finns? Yeah, possibly. But again, they have so many.
They got 7 top 100 picks. I mean, if you're talking about a team that's in rebuild mode, I mean, that's a team there.
Right.
Wow.
Nick, yes, we are going to do a full 7-round mock because I think we're saving the full first-round mock for tomorrow. Then we're going to save that for tomorrow because we'll be in Pittsburgh. So it just makes sense. And it's going to be, we're going to leave it to the chat. It's going to be a full interactive thing with the chat. You guys will make the selections. We'll go by popular vote. It'll be very interesting to see what you guys say at 21. Watch, they're gonna mock it so certain guys fall. I get your strategy.
What are the odds you guys are gonna cause Lemon and Vega to fall to 21, and we have to pick between Vega and Lemon at the same time? What are the odds?
Mr. Steelers fan says my dark horse pick in the first is Spencer Fanu. That was Rob's.
That's my dark horse. I don't think he falls that far again, but if he's there at 21, I think he's a selection.
Yeah.
I think they literally they don't run to the podium. They run to the stage themselves.
Yeah.
Literally, it's right there. It's right next door.
No, yeah, like I would love Fanu at 21, man. I would. My dark horse, I don't want it. It's just based off the interest and the need, Denzel Boston. But Fanu is a close second for me.
Yeah.
I just can't rule out Boston. I want to, can't rule it out. Kenyon Sadiq, a possible dark horse candidate. Will we be there at 21 in the first round, or would we pass on him? I don't think we need tight end, although he's really good. Like, really good. But frankly, I think he goes as high as the Chiefs at 9.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he were to be selected by the Ravens at 14.
No.
Well, because the way I see it,
I don't want that.
All they have is Mark Andrews. They lost Likely, and I can't tell you who the hell their backup is.
I don't want that.
I wouldn't be surprised you're saying it.
I don't want that at all.
Neither do I, but I wouldn't be surprised. I actually find it funny if they were to prioritize tight end over offensive line. Sounds like a Ravens sort of deal.
For sure. You're not wrong. Scott Atkins says, offer Queen 21st and a 5th for the 12th pick, which is the Dallas pick. Mekhi Lemon would be there unless the Giants get stupid on us, which they could.
No, no.
Well, they got to go linebacker and they got to go defensive line. But they could easily go receiver.
Yeah, they could. I mean, I don't know who their number 2 is. Off the top of my head, I don't.
No, because they also want Wandale Robinson. Darius Slayton, I don't think he's there no more. All they got is Nabbers. Oh, no. They might get Lemon or Tyson. Or Tate. Maybe they get Tate.
No, because they brought They brought Odell Beckham in for a physical yesterday. No, we good.
Fuck out of
They're
here.
going to go D-line. How do you try to wait Dexter Lawrence and not take D-line? They better take D-line.
Man. I don't know, bro. I don't know what the Giants are going to do.
Odell's back in New York to save the day.
No, he's not.
In Harbaugh's mind, maybe.
No, he's not. Yeah, Tyrone, we're 2 days out. We're 2 days out, and we're 24 hours away from being in Pittsburgh. Well, probably less than that.
Less than that.
No, yeah, I hear y'all. I don't want Boston either. I'm just saying, don't be shocked. Don't be surprised. I don't want it. I really don't, but don't be surprised. Zach Nicky says EMW at 32. If we want to trade back in and go get him, I love that. I really do. Omar loves Lemon. I see him trading up. Man, go get Lemon. Like I say all these dark horse and things, but y'all know we've made it known many times the guy we want is Lemon. If not Lemon, it's Ioane. Go get one of those two.
Yep.
Say we get one of those two at 21, and then we trade back at 32 and go get whoever. Bro, we're eating good. We're eating good, man. Let's see. Now, we're going to do an interactive mock draft here. We're going to do an interactive mock draft, but which draft board should we use? Now, we have PFN up here. Do y'all want to use a different one? Mock Draft Database, Mock Draft Hero is another one I heard. PFN. What mock draft database or mock draft board or website?
Maybe make it a poll.
Do y'all want us to use?
Maybe make it a poll.
Now, I'll leave it up to the chat.
Because I feel like if we use PFN again, I feel like it's kind of going to be something similar, some of the same old,
right,
than yesterday. So maybe do another one. But it's up to the chat. I mean, like, I'm interested to see what you guys think.
Yeah, guys, in the chat, let us know which draft board or draft website we should use for this interactive mock draft. While y'all do that and get your suggestions in, I want to thank the sponsor of today's live stream. Huge shout out to Prize Picks. Hey guys, quick timeout from this episode. Consider it your halftime show. No matter what sport you're watching, there's no better way to make the action more exciting than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. And Prize Picks is real simple to use. All you gotta do is click more or less on your favorite players' projections and build lineups in just a few taps. And to get you started, Prize Picks is hooking you up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup when you use the code HMA. We got the NHL and NBA playoffs coming up. The MLB, the season is just getting started. One of my favorite aspects and features of Prize Picks is you can add multiple sports to your lineup. Prize Picks now has early buyouts. If your player is off to a really hot start at the beginning of the game and you want to cash out early on those earnings before the game finishes, Prize Picks allows you to do that. We have the Prize Picks app right here on the phone. As you see, these are free picks. You guys can add the free picks and build a streak going, which is a very fun feature of Prize Picks. Let's lock in our pick of the day. You see that top guy, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates. 6.5 pitcher strikeouts. More or less. The cool thing here is they even give you previous games' performances to kind of get a good feeling on what you should pick if you're not feeling so confident. He's only done it once in his last 5 games, which tells me this guy's kind of due. Let's pick more for Paul Skeens to have 6.5 strikeouts. Download the Prize Picks apps today and use code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you place your first $5 lineup. Click in description box below. Huge shout to Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, let's see what you guys have put in the live chat. Everyone's saying mock draft hero.
Tyrone specifically says it's realistic and it's really good.
I've never used it. The first time for everything.
I'm down.
Makai is Superman. He snatches the ball out of the air and contorts his body with ease. I know he's a
Scott. Some of the catches he makes, I don't know how the hell he holds on to it.
It's a freak of nature. He reminds me of Puka. I mean, maybe hopefully not his character, but his play on the field reminds me a lot of Puka.
Oh, he's weird.
Pickens is weird.
And
Pickens is very weird.
If this man can separate on the field and catch the ball and score touchdowns, that's all I want. All right. That's all I want.
So we're going to get this loaded up here. Transition. Boom. Here we are. Mock Draft Hero. I think this is what this is.
This is different.
This is very different.
But you know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for different.
Now, how do we do trades?
We're doing this on the fly. All right. We're discovering this as we're live.
How do we do trades?
It's our first time on the website.
Slappy Fishes. Hey, SteelTwins. Love from Croatia? Did I say it? I totally botched that. Wow.
Croatia?
I completely botched that.
Slappy Fish. Great name, by the way.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you. Greetings from over here at in PA. Soon to be Pittsburgh. Tomorrow night in Pittsburgh.
So when you start, it should say trades on the team.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, bet. All right. So we're going to stay at 21, or what are we doing, chat? Are we staying at 21 here? Are we staying at 21?
If we trade up, who we trade up with? And are we doing it here rather than just letting
Matter of
the
fact,
board
hold
goes?
on. I gotta switch this up
We talking
because
about-
it's not showing the teams.
Oh, no? Oh, I see. Yeah, you got to...
Un minuto. Hold on.
Again, hey, we're live. It happens.
Never know what could happen when we're live, man.
It happens.
There we go. Kinda. Works for me.
I see it.
Perfect. Now y'all can see the teams. Y'all can see the numbers. We still see the players. Trade up to 12 lemon. Give them 21 PQ 99 for 12. Okay.
I make that deal. You make that deal?
Yeah, I actually would. I would make that deal. Hold on. What?
Huh?
What is this? Are these like trade offers? Like just normal ones? Oh, this is the offer they gave us. Steelers receive.
No, can't you make your own offer?
Yes. Steelers receive the 12th pick and a 5th round. No, you're not getting 53. Absolutely not.
Sloppy Fish says, can you guys shout out my dad? He's a huge fan. His name is Darko Misjanovic.
Shout out to your dad, Darko.
Darko, shout out to you, brother. I got you.
Shout out to Darko, man. My guy, Darko. That's awesome. Thank you.
Darko, the dad.
All
I got you.
right, we're going to not that one. We're gonna get away Patrick Queen. Where's he at? There he is. Draft value heavily favors the Steelers. No, it doesn't.
What?
So what do we 99?
21, 99, and Patrick Queen for 12. That was Tyrone's offer.
Do I just push accept? Again, I've never used this before.
Give it a shot. Did it work?
Oh, it worked.
It worked.
Okay, well,
All right, we're up at 12 now, Steeler Nation. So,
Makai was taken by the goddamn Dolphins.
swear jar.
I don't know how he's here, and I don't know how you pass on him.
Who?
Caleb Downs.
We may have to pivot, guys.
Francis is here.
We may have to pivot. Hold on. We're not restarting either. We're not restarting either.
I mean, Downs is there. How do you like?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Like I think we got to pivot here. I mean, Tyson's on the board. Ioane, Francis. Like, are you kidding me? I've never used this site before, so you say realistic.
Tyrone, you said this was realistic, so
how realistic?
dude, go Downs, man.
I was like, Downs is there.
Go Downs.
We gotta go Downs. Okay, we're gonna go
Caleb
down.
Downs.
Now hold on. Are we trading back into the first? What are we doing, chat?
Keep an eye on that draft board. Let it go and just keep an eye on that draft board.
I'm kind of gonna slow it up a little bit.
Yeah, keep an eye if you're looking for any position.
Only went to 22.
I hate you, Chargers.
All right, hold on. Let's see how this works.
Stop at the Seahawks. Who's there?
Peter Woods, Caden McDonald. No.
What? Oh, Pregnon's intriguing though, bro. Pregnon's intriguing.
I'm aware.
Oh man, I don't know.
I think we can wait on receiver.
The first time I seen Miami there, yeah, the first time Miami takes him. Yep.
Listen, this has already gotten as unpredictable as you could imagine. So let's just ride this out. Or do we trade up? Chat? What do you want to do? What do we want to do, chat? I mean, if it's up to me, I'm trading up. Because we still need receiver, and I'm trying. Let's filter these positions and kind of get a strategy here. We could always wait it out. Maybe hope for Jeremy Bernard to be there. You look at offensive line, interior offensive line. Basantis, Pregnon, and Rutledge. Like, you get to a point where it's like, how far do you let one certain position fall? I don't know.
I'm gonna be real. I think all three guards are gone by 53.
I think so too.
Trade up to the 40s.
I'm thinking the Texans. Hold on. No.
No, not 53 and 70. No.
53 for sure. Houston wants more. Of course you
Not
do.
being greedy. Anything working?
No. It would have to be 53 and 76. I'm not comfortable in doing that. Unless you guys are. Again, this is kind of yours.
I'm kind of looking at the Saints there at 42.
The Saints.
I'm looking at the Saints.
Well, and they would give us an extra fifth back, but it would require 53 and 85, but we would keep 76. And maybe we could use some of that extra day 3 capital to get back into the third.
I don't hate
Would y'all do that?
I don't hate that.
Would y'all do that?
By the way, I've been with you guys since 2016. I love you guys. Says Tyrone.
Wow,
Tyrone.
you're an OG, my guy.
He been here 10 years, dog. Holy
Ty,
crap.
you are an OG. Holy shit.
Tyrone, much appreciated, brother.
Thanks, man. Wow.
He says do it.
Kit Ridge says, I still think Aaron Rodgers is actually involved in the picking process. My opinion only. The delay is an actual tactic. Protect my back and give me the receiver I want. Bro, he did that with the not Seahawks, the Packers.
Yeah.
Good Lord. All right,
Just move on.
You know
That's
what?
all they got to do.
We're going to accept this, and then I have a bright idea to get back into the third.
All right. If you want to try it, let's do it.
We did that.
Okay, so
I'm still gonna go slow to let's see how this pans out. Pregnon's gone. Bernard's gone.
Well, you got to go guard here, dude.
Yeah, Basantis is there. Basantis is there.
Yeah.
Unless y'all want Rutledge. Either or. But one thing for sure, we're pushing receiver back. We might live with Ted Hurst or Skylar Bell. I
would love
I could live with that.
I think those are good fallback
Even
options.
Surratt I would take. I can live with this. Chat, what we doing? Who we taking?
Basantis or Rutledge? Who do we prefer? Danny? Who do you prefer?
Rutledge.
I would agree.
I would prefer Rutledge, but it's up to the chat. And this is the chat's choosing here. Or go Rodriguez and trade up with or for Rutledge.
I don't know if we can do that.
That's a lot of trading up, man.
I don't know if we can do that.
That's a lot of trading up. I mean, I get you. I get the vision. Don't get me wrong. I get the vision. That's a lot. Hold on. What is this? Trading? Oh, trade options. Oh.
Yeah, offers.
Huh?
But we traded. No.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You know what? I mean, it doesn't make sense for us to trade back after we traded up.
No, that's what I say. Chat?
Well, Dumpster Chicken says Rutledge. So we going Rutledge here at 42. I think we ought to just take Rutledge and then ride it out to 76. I believe that's our next pick. Yes,
sir.
And then again, I have an idea to maybe trade back into the third for I don't know what. We'll figure that out.
We'll see how the board falls, but I'm cool with going with Rutledge.
No, yeah, this is our first time using Mock Draft Hero. Somehow, some way, I don't know if you've seen the picks. Where do I show the picks?
Yeah, Somber said, who was the first one? I missed
Caleb Downs. We traded up.
We tried to trade up for Lemon, but he was taken by the Dolphins.
One pick ahead. So Downs was there, and we just couldn't pass on that, could we? Jordan Tyson was there. Don't judge me, but Caleb Downs was there. I couldn't pass on that.
No. No, I think I go with Rutledge.
So 42. We traded up again for 42. There's a lot of trades. We traded up for 42. Basantis is there. Rutledge is there. In terms of receivers, I mean, the best one on the board is
Chris Brazzell.
Yeah.
I think I'd go guard here, dude.
I would too. Because I mean, let's look at guard. They're the top two, and everyone else is just a significant drop off. I'm going guard, but it's up to the chat.
Well, Tyrone says guard.
All right, I'm gonna go Rutledge.
Take Rutledge.
Based off the interest, we're gonna go Rutledge here, and we're gonna ride. We're gonna let this pan out and see how this falls. But I think we're gonna ride this out to 76, and then hopefully take a good receiver. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit.
This is mock draft database big board. That's probably why Down's fault. You can see the board on the right. Yeah, that's the one you selected, Dan.
All right, well, we're here at 76.
Who's there? Oh, I see Skylar Bell.
Skylar Bell's there. So is Antonio Williams.
Well, they only...
So is Elijah Surratt.
But they brought Skylar Bell in for a top 30 visit.
They sure did. They sure did. I'm taking Bell here at
Yeah, I would
76
too.
all day.
I would take Bell here.
What's the chat saying?
Chad, what do you think?
Yeah, they kind of agree. Skylar Bell.
All right. Listen, man, we're making this mock good.
Okay, what we're gonna finish this. I think we're having a good draft so far. We already got a great safety, got a guard, and we're gonna get another receiver. I have an idea to maybe trade back into the third here, but we're going to change the draft board because this one obviously is a lot different than the other ones. So we're gonna go Skylar Bell here. I'm gonna short it down a little bit. Now, I'm trying to think, who could we trade with to get back into the third? What picks do they have?
Check the Seahawks.
They got no picks.
Who's that?
The Chargers. They got a third and a sixth. They got no picks. Let's take a look at the board here. Is there anyone that's worth trading up for? There's Kilgore. There's Malik Muhammad. Daryl Jackson. There's a couple here I would trade up for. Because I don't think they're not going to be there at 121, I fear. Definitely not.
Well, you have the idea of trading back into the third round. What position were you looking at?
Either corner or defensive line. That's my idea. That's my proposal to the chat. That's my proposal. If y'all want to see the picks, here you go. Caleb Downs, Kalen Rutledge, and Skylar Bell so far. Look at that drop off. 76 to 121. I just don't know how many of these players are going to be able to make it, or the drop off with some of these. Let's look at corner. Takario Jackson, or Davis rather, in the fourth could be there. Prysock as well. So we could wait on corner. Defensive line, however. Oops, what'd I do? Defensive line.
I don't know. Do we actually trade up?
I don't know. That would be 3 trade ups in this mock. Chat, what we thinking? We could easily trade up. I'm not going to submit anything, but I propose the Chargers. And I'm going to propose we get their third and we trade a fourth, the 50th, and a 7th as a flyer. But apparently they want more. Y'all some greedy bastards. You know that?
They're not budging?
You know, maybe we should just stay.
That's what I think. I don't know if there's really anybody you trade up for at this point.
No, yeah. So we're going to cancel that at. Who's that receiver? Yeah, because we need a double dip. Jeff Caldwell. Josh Cameron.
You can fall back on a Kevin Coleman or Kendrick Law.
Kendrick Law's down here.
You can really fall back on
They have
them.
Eli Heidenreich as a receiver. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, you know what? Let me see. We just might ride this out, chat. We might ride this out. Unless we trade up. Okay, if we trade up, it's either corner, defensive line, or receiver. '93 is a good spot in my opinion. Unless we go higher.
Summer says just ride it.
Just ride it?
Just ride it.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Again, we're gonna do another one here, but I think so far we're having a really good mock based off of value. And let's just see how this pans out. So we're going to resume, speed this up a little bit.
Let it go.
Go to 121. Good thing is we have a couple of 4th and 5th rounders.
Oh, Large got taken by the Packers.
I don't care. I don't like him anyway.
Thank God.
Garrett Newsmeyer at 82. I could absolutely see it. It's up to you. I wouldn't do it. I think there's other needs we need to address. All right, we have defensive line here. McClellan from Mizzou, he's here. Takario Davis is here. Travis Burke is here. Cole Payton. We still didn't go linebacker, and we traded away Patrick Queen. Seems to be a theme when we trade Queen. We just don't replace him in the mocks, do we?
They might have their eyes set on someone in free agency. I mean, I don't freaking know.
Trying to think here. Chat, look at the board and let's think to ourselves, who here should we take? Because we still need corner, we still need defensive line, we still need another receiver. We could definitely go offensive tackle. There's two good prospects here in Bowery and Burke. I mean, if I had to give you my top options for the chat, I'm going either McClellan from Mizzou. We're going to go either Davis from Washington, Burke from Memphis. Where are the receivers at? Who's the next closest receiver? Oh, good Lord. We can wait on that. Brendan Thompson? No, we don't need another Calvin. Don't need another Calvin. Let's see. Some of the chat saying take Burke or Davis here. Need offensive tackle or linebacker. McClellan or Burke. Linebacker's not looking great. I think we can save Jack Kelly for later. Rob, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking tackle here.
Okay.
I'm thinking tackle.
Offensive tackle or defensive tackle?
Offensive, yeah.
Okay.
I should have specified. My
I
fault.
was going to say.
Offensive tackle here.
You can go offensive tackle.
Yeah. I think I go Burke here.
Well, best case scenario, we take Burke or McClellan and then get the other at 135. Go Burke here. We're going to go Burke. See how this goes. Wouldn't you know it, McClellan's still there.
Oof.
At defensive tackle.
I think I can settle with that.
I can too. Or Davis.
Or Takario Davis.
Davis is here, dude. Oh, my God. How the hell is Newsmeyer still on the board? At 82. That's hilarious. Cole Payton. Taylon Green. Remember, our next pick, we have 135 here. Our next pick is 150 and 161. So we got picks in between where we can still live on a prayer with some of these prospects here. You want to take Davis here or wait on Prysock, the guy beside him, and prioritize quarterback, defensive line? Thinking Davis.
They're saying Davis.
A lot of people are saying Davis. That's kind of what I thought y'all would say. All right, let's go to Takario Davis.
All right, let's go.
And we got 15 picks. See how this board falls. Newsmeyer's off the board. I could see that to the Cardinals. That makes a lot of sense. McClellan's still there at 150.
That's a snag.
Wow.
I think that's a snag.
Well, you still got Cole Payton and Taylon Green, but I argue one of them could be there at 161 if we want to go McClellan here for defensive line. Otherwise, like if we don't go defensive line here, I mean, it's a significant drop off.
Yeah, you're waiting. You're waiting.
It's unless you want a big mammoth and like James Thompson later, or a Cole Brevard from Texas, but those are like 7th round guys. So my proposal is McClellan. Otherwise, you guys can go quarterback. We still have yet to go another receiver
Or linebacker.
or linebacker. Maybe we stick with Kendrick Law at 161. How far back do we wait on quarterback or linebacker? Jack Kelly at 174. I mean, which ones do y'all prioritize first, man? There's not much at linebacker. There's not. Jack Kelly is my best option to you.
I think I'd go McClellan here.
I would too, but let's see what the chat says. Marcus says go get him. Go get McClellan. Chris McClellan from Mizzou. Another big nose tackle. For the nose tackle spot, I like him a lot. DeMonte Capehart is another good one, too, from Clemson. Another big guy. Jacoby Thomas, safety, 164. We have to go. Well, actually, we took downs. We don't need them.
Can we see top available?
Yes. Top available. All positions. Oh, this is top available. This is top available.
Okay.
All this here. Emmett Jackson, Brian Parker, Cage Casey, Chris McClellan, Drew Shelton, Cole Payton, Rayshawn Benny from the Blue, Zane Durant from Penn State, Caden Curry from the Ohio State, Katron Allen from Penn State. He's going to be a good back. Taylor Green, Jack Endries, Jaden Kennedy, Nick Barrett, DeMonte Capehart, Josh Cameron from Baylor.
McClellan or Payton is what some are saying.
That's what I'm thinking. But I think one of them could fall. But then at that point, you're pushing receiver back. Because after 161, we don't have a selection until 216.
Which is normal.
In here, you're living on a prayer for law to fall that far. But we've seen crazy things happen with this draft board.
They're saying McClellan did.
Alrighty. I love it. I love it. We're going to take Chris McClellan here at 150. What a snag. 161. Oh, Kendrick Law's off the board. So is Cole Payton.
Oof, okay.
Oh.
Well,
So if we want quarterback, Taylor Green's probably the guy here. If y'all want quarterback. Katron Allen is here. If you want to go running back. Do they go running back? Nick Franz says Katron Allen, best player available. Oh. What is there at receiver? Oh, good Lord. Josh Cameron. Jeff Caldwell. Caldwell makes sense. I like Cameron. He's a bit of a slower guy, but tough receiver. Based off interest, I guess we would go Caldwell, wouldn't we?
what about tight end?
Tight end this early? I don't know why it doesn't filter. There we go. I pushed the wrong one. No. Go back. Tight end. Thank you. Borkacher. Nate Borkacher from A&M. Strong blocker. Montgomery? Okay. I see what you're saying. What's the chat thinking? Again, this is popular vote. Marquise already says Green, and he's there. We don't need tackle because we already took Burke.
I think we can wait on tight end 3.
Yeah.
It's not that desperate.
So it's either Green or Caldwell based off interest.
Sommer says Caldwell right here.
Does anyone else agree? Tyrone agrees. I guess we're going to go
Jeff Caldwell.
Bigger receiver, speedy, pretty much your gunner at wide receiver.
Let's see what happens at 216.
Let's go. Well, for linebacker, Jack Kelly's off the board. God, we traded away Queen and didn't replace him.
That will be fine.
Taylor Green's off the board. He's off the board 2 picks shy. No, we don't want Cade Klubnik. He sucks. Borkacher's still here.
If we want to take tight end 3 right here.
Will Kazmarek still on the board. Top 30 visit right there. Checks the boxes. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what's that quarterback. Klubnik. I don't mean offense. I want a quarterback. Still got to use this website. Oh. Yeah, not good.
Well, we knew this class wasn't pretty.
All right. Yeah, Green's off the board. Queen addition by subtraction. Yeah, Green's off the board. So if you want a quarterback, I mean, my best option to you is Altmaier from Illinois. That's my best option to you. Caldwell or Green. Well, we took Caldwell there. So now Green's off the board. Yeah, I like Riger a lot. Well, you can't go wrong with another Wisconsin Badger edge rusher, can you? And I wouldn't be surprised if they take edge later because they need that extra insurance. The top 3 can't stay healthy together for a long period of time, and eventually one of the 3 are going to go. So you're going to need that 4th guy at some point. Hevia in round 7. Okay, we'll save him for the last pick. Just for the hell of it. So Borkacher, Riger, or Kazmarek? Probably leaning towards Kazmarek. Keep in mind, we still got 230, so maybe we take Riger here and take Kazmarek at 230. What y'all think? Should we do that? We'll take Riger here because you can't go wrong with another Wisconsin edge guy. And then I think Kazmarek will still be there. I believe so. I have faith.
I'm cool with that. Somber says try it.
All right, we're going to take Riger at 216. Oh, that's right. We're at 216. Oh, shit. Take him there.
224, first 7th.
Will Kazmarek right here. We got 230.
Is this a quarterback here, guys?
Or we could go, let's see. You want to go running back? Jamari Taylor. You want to go return specialist? Caden Wedgen. Do we want to get fancy? Do we want to get fancy?
I wouldn't mind going wedging here than taking quarterback with the last pick.
For sure. I mean, you look at the board, it's just not great.
Well, no, it's the 7th round, dude.
I know, but damn, I wish there'd be a couple players that, just.
Hardly.
Good Lord above. But yeah, I'm kind of aiming towards wedging, chat.
Yeah, so is Somber. He says the same thing. I go wedging.
All right, we're going to go wedging here. And then we'll go quarterback.
We'll be fine at linebacker. We'll be okay.
All right, what quarterback? It's up to y'all. Pick which one. Popular vote wins. Don't matter to me. What you want? Wide receiver Montgomery. You want to go 4 receivers? You want to go 4 wide receivers?
Altmaier, Sawyer Robertson out of Baylor.
And him and Cameron made a hell of a duo. Cannot lie.
Robinson's
They're all What are you talking about?
Jack Strand.
Jesus God. No. Oh, good Lord.
Bro, honestly, just take... I don't care, right?
Rob, make the call.
Let me see. Watch your head.
Rob, make the call.
I'm not taking Diego.
If you don't make a call in 3 seconds.
Jalen Daniels.
What?
Try something different.
He said Jalen Daniels.
Jalen. Right there.
No.
No? You said make the call.
Oh, Lord. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why not? I don't want to be too repetitive. Change it
Fine,
up.
fuck it. Well,
change it up.
Okay, well, there you go.
Change it up. Why not?
There's our mock. Wait, hold on.
There you go.
Oh, this is fancy. There you go, chat. There you go.
Not too bad.
That's our mock draft right then and there. Caleb Dines at 12, trading up. Trade up for Kalen Rutledge. And sat Real Purdy at 76 for Skylar Bell, Travis Burke, Dacario Davis, Chris McClellan, Jeff Caldwell, Mason Riker, Will Kazmarek, Caden Wedgen, and Jalen Daniels. Wait a minute.
What?
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I got it all right.
Yeah.
I thought I misread one. Yeah. There you go. Now, we're going to do one more. We're going to do one more here. And I'm going to change the draft board. How do I do this?
Can you change it on the right?
Change board. There we go.
Somber says I would run down. Okay. I get it, Somber. Yes.
It's funny. I mean, I'm just saying, look at all that value.
That's great.
Look at all that value, dude. That's unbelievable value. Downs? Are you kidding me? Bro.
That'd be a hell of a pick.
And you still get your guard. You still get your receivers. You still go get your tackle. You still go get your corner.
Too bad that ain't happening with Downs.
No. All right, now what draft board should we use? Because I don't think mock draft database worked. Do we want to use PFF? I don't know. I like PFN's board. I don't know. It's up to you guys. What board should we use? What board? We'll do one more here. And I really want to entertain staying at 21 and then trading back into the first at 32. I really want to entertain that. So it's either no, not that one. It's either PFF or PFN. Chat saying PFF. Okay, we're gonna use PFF.
Let's do it.
Because we already did PFN yesterday. We did mock draft database just now with that board. Let's do PFF. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna start. Okay, now my proposal is we stay at 21. My proposal is we stay at 21, take whatever, and then at 32 we trade back in and see what we can get. I really want to entertain trading back into the first. They have Burke down in the 300s? No way. They do.
Yeah, that far.
Well, goddamn.
I don't agree with that.
That's a little
But
disrespectful.
that's better value, right?
All right, well, we know what we're taking at 237. Wow. Okay, so I think we should do that. We're going to stay at 21 and then try to get back in at, what's it called? At 32. How's the board looking? Well, obviously, Makai went to the Browns at 6. That's great. That's great.
Vega went to the Ravens.
All right, should I keep using this website or should we just go over to PFF? Since we're using a board, should we just go to their website instead?
I mean, wouldn't that make sense?
Or should we just stay where we're at? And, I mean, based off where we're at, I'm taking Cooper here.
I mean, hold on. Why switch it if we're using their database? Just stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Just
stay here.
Just throwing it out there.
Just stay here.
For acoustics. You can still draft Burke accordingly to take him to 34.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
If they have different draft boards, why not just go to those websites? Though some of them are, you have to pay money, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like PFF, you have to pay money for all that stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Really, really ridiculous.
I do, but sometimes it's worth it for information purposes.
All right, so where are we going, chat? I think we're going Cooper. I mean, he's the best guy here, and there's not a guard that's speaking. Go grab him because I have an idea what we should do at 32. I'm just.
Let's. I would say go Cooper.
All right, we're gonna go Cooper. I love that. I'm gonna pause, slow this down. Ty Simpson went to the Browns at 14 or 24. Please do that. I would laugh. Stop. Are we trading back up into the first? And for who? Are we trading back up into the first for who? I have an idea who we should trade back into the first for. But would y'all do it? Because if you let's look at the guard position. Let's see where they're ranked. We could wait for Rutledge at 53 because he will be there. If y'all want to do that. Or do we get fancy? Do we trade up? Just for the idea. What should we do, chat? Because if we trade up with the Seahawks, that's a little too much. That's a little rich for my blood. It would be 53. And I would trade 99. Let's do 85. And then 135, and then we'll throw us. Damn, they're really greedy, aren't they? How much more do you need? That's too much. At that point, that just makes sense. I don't know. Maybe we don't trade it. What does the chat say? Let's wait and trade up to get Stooks. Okay, you know what? I am here for that.
Not a bad idea, yeah.
Let's keep going. Let's keep this running. There we go. Pons was 3 picks away. That really upsets me. Okay, well, if we want guard... Oh, Basantis is on the... Really? Basantis is on the board, folks. Basantis is on... Do we want to take him, Dunker, or Rutledge for guard? Those are your 3 guard options. I know who I'm taking. Tyrone says Rutledge and then changes his mind to Chase. We need a final answer. Marquise says Basantis. I mean, he's there. He's there. He was projected 48.
Yep. For a man that's getting first round talks, he falls all the way down there. Sheesh.
He's getting a lot of first round talks.
I know.
A lot. More than Rutledge, more than Pregnon, actually.
I'd go Chase.
Yeah, you know, for the sake of getting different, let's go Basantis. Either way, we're getting a really good guard.
Very good guard.
All right, now, I know Tyrone said we should trade up for Stooks. What's a good spot?
Bears.
The Bears at 60?
60.
Okay.
Well, let's keep an eye out for it, right?
Here's what we're going to do.
Or he says 63 for Stooks. I think we can get up to 60.
I think we can get up to 60, my guy. I see why you say that, because that's kind of like the spot for him, but we're going to go Basantis here. And then we're going to slowly watch as this goes. Hopefully he's there. One more pick. He's there. We're going to try to trade with the Bears. What the hell is this? Trade 60. We get 60, 76, 90. Whoa, no. That absolutely is lopsided.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Not your damn mind. And then we'll give you a 6. No? Is that enough? 76, 121, and 161? Would y'all do that?
Get back in the second? Yeah, I think so.
Would y'all do that? We trade 76, 121, and 161. We would get 60 and still have 85, 99, 135, but have a long split between 135 and 216. So should we offer that?
Tyrone says. I would offer it.
Okay. So we're going to accept that. Go get our guy Stooks.
It worked.
Trading Stooks.
Take him.
Out of Arizona. Bam.
Boom.
And we're going to ride this out till we get to 85. Kyle Lewis is off the board. Son of a bitch. Fuck you, Chiefs. Daryl Jackson's off the board.
Yeah, the pick right before. If Jackson wasn't taken, I'd say Jackson, but.
Okay, I get why they put the 2027. What am I supposed to do with that? What do I do with that now? Like, I get why they have to put it in these proposals, but what do I do with that now? Let's take a look on the board. Zachariah Branch, if you want to double dip at receiver. Anthony Hill, good coverage linebacker. Good value there. Who else is on the board?
Yeah, we got
Ted
guard.
Hurst.
We got receiver, guard, cornerback, need defensive tackle here.
Defensive tackle. I like Anthony Hill for linebacker. Take a look at defensive tackle. Oh. Yeah, it's not really
Enticing.
No. I think we could wait for 99 if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
Dante Corleone, Cincinnati.
I think he'll linebacker.
Could wait it out for McClellan. Will he be there at 135? I don't know. Ooh, chat, what we thinking here?
Go Hill Jr., then the Godfather 99.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Anthony Hill at 85, man. Are you kidding me? That is unbelievable. And we go all the way to 99. What we thinking?
Here he is, Corleone, the Godfather.
There he is. 107. We're going to go Dante Corleone from Cincinnati for defensive line. Ted Hurst? No, man. He went to the, of course he went to the Bills.
Yep.
That would have been nice. In fact, what other receivers are here? Stribling.
Ooh, that's tempting.
Yeah. Stribling's there. Again, we're going with the popular vote, folks. But I think that's the two popular is Corleone or Stribling. What say you, chat? What say you? Shady says Ant. Yeah, we're starting to get some difference here. I like it. Makes it a little interesting. Let's take a look at receiver. Let's see what we can win. Now, we don't have as many picks as the last one. We got 99, 135 and a long-ass wait. So if we want receiver based off the board, I highly suggest we take it pretty early. We could wait for Kendrick Law later. We could also always take him even if we double dip a receiver.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn.
Let's take a look at defensive line. I'm trying to look at the vision for future selections here. Worst case, we take James Thompson in the 7th. Worst case. I can live with that.
Are you saying Stribling here?
Jacoby Lane. Jacoby Lane from USC, a wide receiver. 135. He could be there. He could be there. It's a gamble. Is it a gamble we're willing to take? Y'all already know how I feel about wide receiver. I haven't made it shy all offseason.
No. I'm about to flip a coin at this point.
The fact that they brought in Sebastian Joseph Day might delay defensive line. We don't know. That's kind of like their insurance policy, isn't it? All right, so it's either Corleone or Stribling here, or we wait it out for Jacoby Lane.
I say Godfather then Lane 135.
Okay. Does anyone agree with Rob? I'm cool with either.
No, Tyrone said that.
Oh, Tyrone said that? Okay. I'm cool with either. Because frankly, again, I mean, we have that wide margin in between picks, and you look at the board, it just becomes a situation where, like, do we gamble on someone to fall, or do we just take someone now and then settle for worst case scenario?
Though Stribling can create better separation.
Yeah, then Lane, yeah, I agree. Lane's like a Pickens kind of receiver.
Then again, we're asking Lane just to be depth. That's it.
I'm undecided, bro. I need someone to make a decision or a coin toss.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. Heads is Stribling. Tails is the Godfather, okay? Let me redo that. That was bad. It's Tails. The Godfather.
Alrighty, we're gonna go.
It's the Godfather.
We're gonna go Corleone here. We're gonna go Corleone. 135. I'll tell you what, it's not looking good.
We take linebacker yet?
Yeah, Anthony Hill.
Okay, that's right.
Took Anthony Hill. Jacoby Lane went to the Bucks.
Let me see the wide receivers.
Stribling went to of course he went to the Niners. That makes sense. Damn. So the two receivers we were aiming aren't there. Do we just wait it out and take Caldwell, or actually we can't because we got 216? Hold on, can we trade back? Maybe we trade back. Does anyone want to trade?
Listen to offers.
Hold on. 157, 181, 222 from the Lions. What am I supposed to do with 2027 capital? Ooh, we would trade down 29 spots. No, my math's wrong. I'm sorry. 19 spots. 19 spots, but get an extra 5th from the Ravens. Oh my God. You know what? We probably could have taken Stribling and still settled for McClellan. That would probably been the best fucking. That's what we should have done. Can we go back? Is there a way we can go back and switch?
Nope. No turning back, dude.
The hell? No, we can go back.
We're not turning back.
We can go back.
We're not
There's got to be a setting where we
We
go
are
back.
not turning back.
We can go back.
Danny, you know there's no setting. That ain't happening.
There's one website that allows you to do that. There's got to be. Oh my God. All right, well, hold on. Let's see what we can do here. We took defensive line already. I think our best case is we trade back and try to just gain up as much depth as possible, you know?
Cat, what are we doing?
Yeah, we should have went strip. Can we go back? There's got to be a way. Hold on. It says undo. Hold on, wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
It says undo. What does that do? Yes. Wait a minute.
This has an undo button.
We fixed it.
Our
We fixed it. Yeah. Where's he
It
at?
has a undo button.
Where's he at?
Who? Why didn't you tell us this has an undo button?
Wait a minute. Why can't I take him? I want to take Stribling. Hit the button. Why isn't it working? I fixed it, but I didn't. What the hell? I don't want to trade.
Hold on, hit resume.
Resume what? Oh.
You idiot.
Oh, I didn't know it paused it. All right, we fixed it. We fucking fixed it.
Forgot to hit the button.
I didn't know it paused. Oh my God. Oh my God.
If we want to go D-tackle, McClellan's there.
I knew there was
Why
a way
didn't
we
you
could
tell
reverse
us
it.
there was an undo button?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This might be
funny.
This might be the best mock draft website out there.
This is awesome. I'm using this from now on. All right, 135. We going McClellan? Tacario Davis? Because Stukes would be safety / slot corner. So do we want to go Tacario Davis here for outside depth? You want to go McClellan? Chat, come on, man. We fixed this. We have fixed this. We have fixed this. I can't believe we just did that. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, we're using this from now on. We can always undo what we screwed up at. If I see anyone say Jewel R in the chat, they're getting banned. Don't say Jewel R here.
Let me see the draft board.
Caleb Proctor. We got Ty in the chat saying Proctor for defensive line.
Interesting one.
He's a little undersized, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for a nose tackle prospect here.
Yeah, I got you, Somber. Those are the picks. Cooper, Basantis, we traded up for Stukes, got Anthony Hill, and then undid the pick for Corleone and got Stribling. Now we're back here. I mean, if there's a time to take defensive line, because, yeah, I mean, we have that weight between 135 and 216. So if there's time to take defensive line, we got two good options here in Proctor and McClellan. We could always go again with McClellan like we did the last one, or we could go different just for the sake of being different, but still succeeding in our goals here.
Well,
Safety, huh? Summers mentioned safety. Michael Taft.
nah,
That's
not here.
Too early.
Not here, no.
Too early.
Not here. I'd say just go
At
McClellan.
that point, I'd wait for Jacoby Thomas later.
Go McClellan, dude.
whichever you deem more important. Well, defensive line,
Defensive tackle.
at least based off the board rankings. I mean, I don't have to rely on that, but based off the board rankings, I guess I will because I agree with it. So, Rob, who you thinking?
McClellan.
Okay.
Let's go him.
We're going to go McClellan. And we got all this time to wait for 216. So, how's you guys' day going? You guys having a great time? Any of y'all in Pittsburgh yet? If you are, how busy is it? I need to
It's
know.
going to take some time there, bro.
I need to know these things. We drive into Pittsburgh tomorrow. I cannot wait. All right, 216.
Oh, Lars still there.
Oh my God. No fucking way. That's hilarious. You know what? I would definitely take him at 216 because at that point, who gives a fuck? I don't like him as a quarterback, but, you know, it's a 6th-round pick. Who cares? You feel me?
Well, Chad,
What are we doing? What are we doing? We already went 2 receivers, so we don't need Caldwell. Michael Taft's here if you want safety. Let's take a look. We already went defensive line. Don't need that again. Kendrick Law if you want a return specialist. We already went linebacker. Need a tight end. Max Bredesen's there from the blue. Taylor Green at 245. Cole Payton. Damn, they really got this draft board different. They really got this draft board different. We still don't even go offensive tackle yet.
Tyrone, we got 4 picks left.
We didn't go offensive tackle yet. You want to take Burke? Y'all want to take Burke now? Because we didn't take offensive tackle yet. We can go Burke here in the 6th. Which, I mean, is pretty unrealistic, but
Yeah.
we got to work what we got to work with.
Tyrone says Burke.
I'm thinking Burke here. And then at 224, we can go tight end or return specialist, vice versa. And then just essentially take what the board says.
Okay.
So we're going to go Burke here. Unless the chat says anything otherwise. No, we're going to go Burke. So Burke, then Law. Okay, you know what? I dig that. Let's go Burke. Hope Law's there. Should be. He is. Law's here for return specialist.
If that's the case, then Kendrick Law.
Unless you want to go wedging. Unless you really want to go wedging.
I like wedging, dude. I really do.
Well, if you go return specialist, it's Law or wedging, and I think I know who I'm picking between the two. I'm just saying.
But they brought Law in for a top 30 visit.
I'm aware. I'm
and
aware.
he's a gunner at the same time.
That's true. We got 3 more picks left. So we can go return specialist here, tight end,
And quarterback.
or safety. We didn't go safety yet. And Jacoby Thomas is there. But I guess, hold on, we kind of did go safety with Stooks, didn't we?
With Stooks, so I think we're fine there.
Okay.
So I like Thomas.
So we're looking at return specialist, quarterback, and tight end. Everyone's saying Law. I got to go what the people say, so we're going to go Law here.
Top 30 visit.
Here we're going to go tight end. Bredesen, he's a good, very tough hybrid, really. He can play fullback and tight end.
Why did they have Kazmarek that far?
They have Burke that far, too.
Man.
All right, if we're going to go tight end, which one do y'all like? Where's Nowakowski? Did he go already?
Yes.
He did, to the Bucks.
There you go.
Darn, I like him. So these next 2 picks, I think we have agreed, is quarterback or tight end. What say you, chat? I mean, if you want to go against the board, Kazmarek. Or we can go Bredesen. Anyone else? I'll be real with you, I'm not familiar with anyone else here. I'm really not. I'm really not. Wait for our last pick for Dinkins. You want to go Dinkins for the last pick? Yeah, it's up to the chat. Green or Payton still there? I think they are, yes. I believe they are. Yes, they are. So no matter which one we want, I think they'll both be there. But we're going to go tight end here, I think. Michigan won. So okay, so we got people saying go Max Bredesen here and go Cole Payton. Which one do we want to go first? I mean, I don't think it really matters. Based off the board, I don't think it really matters, but it might. You never know. One might just not be on the board. At that point, if we go quarterback here and Bredesen's not there, Kazmarik's a great insurance plan. All right, I guess we're going to go Payton here. We're going to go Cole Payton, quarterback out of North Dakota State. And for tight end, Bredesen's still here. So if we want to go Bredesen with our last pick, we definitely can. And we will. Max Bredesen.
There we go. That's it.
There's our mock. I should have screenshotted the last one. But after panicking and redoing the 99th pick, we originally took Dante Corleone from Cincinnati, defensive tackle. We undid it and took Deshaun Stribling back just because we passed on Stribling and it didn't work out. So we undid it and still fixed it. We got Stribling, then we got McClellan, Travis Burke, Kendrick Law, Cole Payton, and Max Bredesen to close out this mock. After we took Cooper, Basantis traded up for Stukes, and even got a great value pick in Anthony Hill at 85. That's a good mock, folks. You guys did a great job.
There we go.
The last two mocks were pretty good. I'd probably give the advantage to the first one just because Caleb Downs alone, who might be the best player in the entire draft class, was there. But, yeah, I would say it's a pretty solid mock draft from you guys. See, these are always fun. And I'm glad that we got to use different draft boards because it gives us different perspective and different options. But I think tomorrow, when we do one of these again, along with a full first-round mock draft, just for the hell of it, just because it's fun, I think I already know what pick will be. One or two of them are going to be in the first round.
Okay. All right.
I have an idea.
All right, then.
I have an idea. So
it should make for a fun mock draft then.
It definitely will. And that will be live in Pittsburgh. So, guys, the next time you'll see us, we'll be in Pittsburgh. It won't be. We won't have this background.
Background will be different. It will look like a hotel room, but listen, that just means we're going to be in Pittsburgh.
Yes, the next time you guys will see us, we will be live in person in Pittsburgh. I can't wait. We still got some last-minute packing to do, which is mostly the equipment. So, yeah, we're taking most of this with us. Not the background, not the signs. We'll probably take a banner and several terrible towels for the hell of it.
Something like that. But maybe just a shirt.
But, yes, we will be taking the equipment, and next time you'll see us, we will definitely be in Pittsburgh. That will be tomorrow. Fucking hell, man. It's already here. It's like draft season's just flying by. And it's like, hey, wake up in the morning, bam, on our way to Pittsburgh. Down the PA Turnpike.
And before you know it, we'll be there for night one, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be a chaotic event, dude.
I can't wait, man. I really can't wait. Guys, thank y'all for tuning in for another great live stream. We'll be live tomorrow night, precisely around 8 or 9 o'clock for more interactive streams and just one last, I guess, discussion regarding the Steelers draft in the first round.
That's right.
So it should be fun. We'll see you then. Otherwise, thank y'all for tuning in. And, yeah, huge shout out to you guys. And next time you see us, we will be in Pittsburgh. So we got a long drive ahead of us, but it's going to be worth it.
Yes, it is, brother.
And I can't wait. And, yes, we will do more of these tomorrow. I'm glad we got to do Mock Draft Hero. I like the way it looks. I like the features, and I like how you can use different draft boards. It's really, really interesting.
And you can undo selections.
Yes, that is a lifesaver.
So shout out to Tyrone in the chat for recommending that to us.
Yes, I think it was Tyrone and Sombra mostly that put that out there. So we'll definitely use that in the future. Good to know that that exists. First time using it, really enjoyed it.
And it's free.
And it is free.
Sound like Mr. Krabs saying that.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Whatever.
Anyway, we're getting out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. And then we'll see you tomorrow night for one last Draft Talk live stream. We'll see you then. Otherwise, you guys enjoy yourselves. Thank y'all so much. And we'll see you in the next one. Tomorrow, live from Pittsburgh. See you then.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!